Hi, I'm Pam D'Amore, and I'm going to show you how to do a pipe strap. This is a strap from my Hold Everything book, and we've used this in a few projects, but in particular the Teacher's Pet. And so the piping, as you can see, has one fabric underneath and one on top, and it's got piping on each edge. We've used a stabilizer called our Flex and Firm, so I've got some Flex and Firm here, which is fusible, and I've got two pieces of fabric cut. One is cut about an inch wider than the other. So I'm just going to take this over to my machine and I'm going to sew. Okay, we're sewing with about a 1/2 inch seam allowance. And now I'm going to press my seam allowances. And I'm going to press them toward the green, toward the smaller one. I'm also going to put my strapping in, my stabilizer. So I'm going to put that in, right there, and press that down. Make sure the correct side is down. It's got a waxy side, which is your fusible side. So we're going to line that right up to that seam line, okay? And press right up on the seam line. Let's put that seam line back over there. And then we are going to take some of our microcord, all right? And we're going to put it right along the edge here. We're going to fold that over, and now we're going to stitch in that ditch, okay? And I've used a dark colored thread so you can see my stitching line. I'm going to go back to the machine, and I'm going to switch feet now. I'm going to put my piping foot on. I believe this is called piping foot left. If you don't have a piping foot, you could use your zipper foot. But I'm going to curl this right here like this. And I'm going to sew right in that ditch. Now, you would normally want to either use matching thread or a polyester invisible thread, okay? The polyester thread I like to use is the Sulky brand, but you can, you know, pick your favorite. Everyone has theirs. And I'm just going to stitch right in that ditch, and I'm hugging that cord tightly. It should be sticking out about a 1/2 inch, and it is. If it's not, then you haven't wrapped it quite snug enough, okay? Okay, and now we're going to go back to the table. I'm going to put a little bit of permanent double stick tape here. Not permanent, I'm sorry, my basting double stick tape here. And I'm going to just put a little basting tape right along the edge of the stabilizer. And smush it down with my nail. And then fold the edges over. Okay, I'm going to bring that back over. And now I'm going to bring my piping back in. And you know what? We're going to put a little double stick tape on there to hold that in place, because that's going to make it much easier. There's several brands of basting tape, and they're all good. The one I prefer is the Boheen Wonder Tape or basting tape. Okay, I'm just going to pin that in place so I can hold it down. a little bit here. I'm going to move it just a little bit. Bring that back. Make sure that's placed right. If it's not, just move it over just right where you want it. Okay, that looks pretty good. So, and this is cut on the bias. So if it's cut on the bias, it's definitely a little bit workable. And we're going to sew again. We're going to stitch in the ditch, but we want to be sure to stitch just on top of that green just a little bit. So if your needle isn't lined up over the edge of the green, you want to move your needle over just a little bit. And now we have our piped strap. Isn't that pretty? It's a great strap. It's got some flexibility. The piping adds some dimension to it. It's just kind of a cool looking strap. I really like it. Also for the top, you could use cork, or you could use Craftex, the paper that looks like leather. You could use that instead. You wouldn't have to cover it with fabric. That could also be your stabilizer if you're using Craftex. If you're using the cork, I would still use maybe a little bit of stiffener in there, okay? I'm Pam D'Amore, and thank you for purchasing our Hold Everything book.